Hi and welcome along to AFTV. Breaking news, Stan Kroenke is buying Arsenal Football Club lock, stock and barrel. Announced this morning that Stan Kroenke has put in a bid to buy out Alicia Usmanov's shares and he will become the 100% owner of Arsenal Football Club. And you know what, I sort of knew about this and alluded to this last week on one of the transfer dailies. It's been going on since last week. They've been negotiating Usmanov's team and also Kroenke's team, and now it is all happening. It is all starting to go through. Red and White Holdings, which is Alicia Usmanov's camp, have agreed to sell their shares, and that means that Kroenke will be in a position to take over Arsenal Football Club, and for the first time ever, we will have one owner. One owner will own 100% of the shares. Kroenke issued a statement earlier on today. Part of that statement says, "We at KSC are moving forward with this offer leading to 100% ownership of the club. We appreciate Mr. Usmanov's dedication to Arsenal Football Club and the storied ethos and history that the club represents." And that means, as I said, that he will end up owning 100% of the shares. At the moment, Kroenke owns 67% of the shares. Usmanov owns 30%. The others' shares are sort of divided up amongst various different shareholders. But if Usmanov, or shall I say when Usmanov sells these shares, because they've agreed to do it, that will give him 97% Kroenke, and then all the other shareholders are obliged to then sell their shares to Kroenke, which means he will own the whole football club, and the whole football club will be valued at £1.8 billion. So, you know, not bad for Kroenke. You know, when he came in, it wasn't worth nowhere near that. Now it's worth £1.8 billion, and he would have won the battle. He would have won the battle. And a lot of people are out there wondering why Usmanov is selling his shares, because Usmanov, for a long time, has stuck around on the board, has really, you know, himself tried to buy the club off of Kroenke, and Kroenke's refused. Well, Usmanov's position is this. He owns these shares 30%, but he's got no say on the board. He doesn't get a dividend. And you imagine, you've got 30% of that, but you've got absolutely no power whatsoever. You've got no say in the club whatsoever. And basically, who's going to buy those shares apart from Kroenke? You know, you can go to somebody else. There'll be a lot of billionaires out there. And you can go to them and say, well, listen, I'm selling up my 30% stake in Arsenal. Do you want to buy them for this amount of money? And then the person who's buying them is like, well, hold on, I ain't going to have no say. I ain't going to get a dividend. What's the point? I'm just going to have 30 million, you know, 30,000, you know, 30% shares sitting there doing nothing. Just, you know, I've got a seat in the place. You know, he had no choice really than to sell them to Kroenke. As I said, he tried to buy the club before, but Kroenke refused to sell. And now Kroenke is going to own the whole club. And the other thing that's quite disturbing about this is that Kroenke's not used, this is my understanding on it, is what I've been told, is that Kroenke's not used any of his money to buy these shares. He's borrowed the money, £500 million apparently, from Deutsche Bank. They're lending him the money, and he's going to use that money to get the rest of these shares, which will give him full ownership of the club. And again, that's very worrying. It reminds me a lot of the whole Manchester United situation. Similar thing that was done with the Glazers up there. And, you know, this is a bit even different to the Glazers because, you know, United's one's on the stock exchange and stuff like that. With this deal, I mean, Kroenke doesn't even really have to show and declare a lot of things to do with Arsenal Football Club. What's going to happen with transparency at the football club? That is one thing that I really, really want to know. And I'm hoping that when KSC, Kroenke's guys take over the club, that they explain this to the fans, because you've got one guy that's going to own 100% of the club he doesn't really have to tell us much about what he's up to. Doesn't have to tell us much about the amount of money he's making. Doesn't even have to really tell us much about what his plans are. Now, we've seen in the past with Stan Kroenke that, and we call him Silent Stan, and that's for a reason. He doesn't really say much. He's been to board meetings, and fans have asked him, or asked Sir Chips Keswick, the chairman, what's the vision for Stan Kroenke? What's the vision going forward? And we've been told to go and read about it in the newspaper. Now, this really, really worries me as a football fan of Arsenal Football Club. Right? Whether it be Kroenke, whether it be Usmanov, whoever runs this club 100%, I want to know what's happening. As a person, I see myself as a stakeholder because, I buy my season ticket, I spend my money to go and watch the club just like you guys do. What is the transparency going to be for those fans who spend their hard-earned money to watch the club or to follow the club around the world? That is what I really, really want to know. And also, will there be any transparency on how this whole thing has come about? And then the other thing is, Usmanov. You're going to have a very angry guy, a very bitter and hurt guy. We already know that, listen, he's got links up there with Everton, with Mashiri. Mashiri used to be sort of alongside him at Arsenal. He's left. He's gone to Everton. Everton have been spending lots of money recently. They're building a new stadium. There was lots of rumours last year that actually it's Usmanov running Everton. This is not confirmed rumours, by the way. It was speculation that Usmanov was running Everton. Mashiri's just sort of there as the figurehead. This has been denied, by the way, but I'm just saying it was out there. Now, you imagine if Usmanov does rock up at Everton. He's not going to be a very happy guy because he's lost a battle at Arsenal. And he's going to sink his funds in. And believe you me, he will sink his funds into Everton or whichever other club he ends up at in the Premier League. And he's going to go for it. And so, that's going to be another rival out there. And the other thing is as well, is Kroenke going to spend the right amount of money to get this football club back challenging for the Premier League? Listen, we only have to look at the evidence. In the time that Stan Kroenke has been in charge, we've not won the league. We've not even challenged for the league. There's a couple of occasions we were sort of knocking on the door. We needed to possibly go out there and get a couple more players just to make us push on in January. It wasn't done. Was it Arsene Wenger's fault? Was it Stan Kroenke's fault? Nobody really knows the full extent, but all we know is that in the time that he's been in charge, Arsenal's been going like this. It's been declining as far as challenging for major trophies. We've got nowhere near have we got to winning the Champions League. We're miles off. Now we're in the Europa League. Remember that for the last 2 seasons. We're nowhere near winning the Premier League at the moment. And then, as I said to you guys last week, the other rumour I heard is that Gazidis is going to AC Milan. Does that have anything to do with this? That Gazidis is seeing something that he doesn't like and he's saying to himself, well, you know what? It's time for me to make a move because, this isn't going to be a great situation now. Listen, that's speculation. I don't know. But all I know is that this means that Kroenke is going to be taking over 100% ownership of Arsenal Football Club. And I really would like to know what you guys think about this. Are you happy with it? Are you resigned to it? I want to see in the comments. Listen, Kroenke taking over, the one thing he's going to have to do to appease the fans is get this club back to winning ways, right? I remember the Glazers were under a lot of attack at Manchester United, but they delivered a title and the fans kind of got off their back. They've been spending money there, so fans haven't really been tearing into the Glazers as much. The other American owners at Liverpool, the Henrys, look at what they've spent this summer. All right, they've been accused over the past couple of seasons of maybe not spending that right amount of money to make them kick on. But look what they're building there. Look at the manager that they got in. Look at the players that they're now signing. Look at their serious challenges now to win the league, even the Champions League. They got to the final last year. Is Kroenke going to do a similar thing? Will it be his son Josh who takes over from Ivan Gazidis? There's so many questions to be answered, but he's going to be owning 100% of the club, and I really want to know what you guys think about it. Is it a good thing or bad thing for Arsenal Football Club? I'm going to do a poll and get your opinions on it, because it's not just about my opinion, it's about your guys' opinions. But this is the breaking news this morning, that Stan Kroenke has made a bid to take over all of Arsenal Football Club, which has been agreed upon with Usmanov, and very soon he will be the only owner of Arsenal Football Club.